Guys, check this out. This is an original ABS plastic body for a Midnight Pumpkin. It even has the old stamp right there, 1987. On today's episode of Poor Boys RC, we're going to take this vintage Tamiya Midnight Pumpkin body, and yes, we've got the Ford Mark tailgate and the V8 on the grill. This is the OG. And I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to get an auto body quality finish on an RC car just like this.
Excellent!
I'm going to hit it with a gray Scotch-Brite pad. You may be asking, why the heck am I doing that? These gray Scotch-Brite pads you can get at any auto body supply store. Go with the gray, not the red. The red is more aggressive, and the gray is just going to eliminate the shine. And see how that hood's just kind of matte looking now? It doesn't have a shine to it like it once did. I'm putting fine micro scratches in this body, and that primer is going to now get some tooth, or it's going to be able to bite into those fine little scratches. And the primer's thick enough that it's going to still create a level, smooth surface for us to paint on top of. This is also the time to trim up any kind of loose bits of plastic that may be left on the body. In this case, we've got right up here, these two little tabs you see right there and there. All right, so we'll get this thing washed up. So to clean the body, guys, nothing too fancy. We're just going to use some regular old hot water and dish soap. This is going to help remove all the oily fingerprints, any chemicals that were involved in the release agents of the mold. Now, nothing dries better than the sun. So if you've got a nice, hot, sunny spot in your backyard to do this, I would say put this outside in the sun. Right now in my backyard, well, you know, let's go take a look at my backyard. Let's go see what it looks like right now. I do have a bit of sun over here.
A few moments later.
One of the things that's really key when doing any kind of paint is heat. Paint likes to be warm. It'll cure faster, it'll spray nicer. Heat is your friend when painting. Today we're going to be hitting the body with this Tamiya Surface Primer. We're going to go with several light coats. Again, light coats are they're not going to run. They flash off or they dry off relatively quickly, especially if you have them out in the sun. They're going to dry off very quickly. So I can get 3 good coats on in only a matter of maybe 20, 30 minutes. Give it just 10 minutes to flash and bam, come right back with the next coat. And if you want to leave this in the sun for a couple minutes before you start spraying, that's also a good idea. It's really going to help it atomize and spray really nice. All right, so let's get all this stuff outside and let's start spraying some primer.
Imagine life is a big blue ocean. See every wave as an emotion. Sure, we're gonna have our ups and downs, but that is just one more reason to get up and dance.
So just a couple quick passes, guys. Look at that. You can see how it's already starting to dry. That's the key. Nice light coats. So after only about 5 minutes of cure time, we're ready for a second coat.
Doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Challenges come but don't resist them any longer. Waves can be big or only small.
So we went a little bit heavier on the second coat. Not crazy. Still a relatively thin coat. That should take about 5-6 minutes to dry in the sun. So here we are after 2 coats, guys, and one of the challenges of painting outside is that you're going to get debris that's going to fall into your paint and into your primer. So between coats, you know, little things like this, these little fur balls and stuff that come up, they just kind of sit on top. You can easily just kind of wipe them away with your finger. You don't want to bury those in layers and layers of primer. Otherwise, you're just going to make more work for yourself trying to sand them all out in the future.
Just get up on yourself, that's the right ammo. Why singing na 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 na?
That is on there nice and thick. So just like before, guys, we're going to give this about 10 minutes to really cure up nicely. It's curing up really fast here in the sun, which is awesome. And as soon as that's done, we're going to paint the inside of the body black with just like a satin black paint that I've got. And this is a really old paint. I've had it sitting around for a long time, so I'm just trying to use it up. So it's not going on the nicest, but that's okay. It's the inside of the body. I really don't care if it doesn't look perfect. So this is the best part of using automotive colors to paint your RC car. You have got access to a major library of beautiful colors that you just can't get in regular Tamiya, TS, or PS. You just can't get some of these colors. Now, if you know the color of a car that you really like, every car has its own paint code. And that paint code can be found on the VIN sticker, that big sticker. It's about 2.5, 3 inches long by about 1.5 inches wide. Rectangular sticker. Most vehicles have it on the driver's door jamb, sometimes on the passenger side, sometimes under the hood. So when you go to your Autobody supply store, you want to know which paint code that you're going to ask them to mix up for you. That's a very crucial piece of information that you're going to need. Now, for the purpose of this pumpkin, we're going to go with black. Now, it's not going to be a solid black. Now, again, the pumpkin is a replica of a 1950s Ford. So I'm going to stick with a Ford color, more of a modern Ford color, and it is black, but it's not straight black. It's black with a little bit of pearl in it. I believe Ford calls it tuxedo black. And I think this is going to look really good on the pumpkin for a couple reasons. Number one, because 50s Ford hot rod trucks always look good in black. Guaranteed, they always look good in black. But second of all, having that little bit of pearl in it with the really nice curvy nature of that body, when the sun hits those curves, that pearl's gonna pop. It's gonna look fantastic. So it's a little bit different than box art, but I think it's gonna be even better than box art. Well, guys, here's what I ended up getting. I think the girl working today was having a bad day. She did not like me with the camera inside. She didn't like me asking my paint specific questions. Didn't like them one bit. We had to come to a conclusion, and that was to get this here. I'm sorry it's all backwards. I'm using my selfie cam here. Duplicolor perfect match. And they're calling this a universal black, and it's got a little bit of pearl. You can see that little bit of metallic flake in the cap there. And that's really what I wanted. I wanted to have that kind of metallic flake look on this Midnight Pumpkin body. So this is just another way you can do it, guys. You can buy this stuff. It's ready-made. It sits on the shelves. You can get a can of this and easily match up, you know, to a lot of popular automotive colors. I was hoping to get something mixed up, specifically a specific Ford color UA, but she was just not having it today. She insisted that this was it. This isn't it. It's very, very close though. So in the interest of just keeping things moving along, I just said to heck with it, and I picked this up. So this will do the job just fine. So let's go home and get this laid on that body and see how it looks. All right, guys. So that fresh paint we just bought is sitting outside in the sun, getting nice and warm. And we've come back and have a look at the body here, and it is nice and cured up and ready for a final scuff. This is the same Scotch-Brite that we scuffed the body with when it was just white plastic. And we're just going to scuff this primer again. We're not using a ton of pressure, just a little bit of pressure. You don't want to burn through the primer, like you don't want to poke holes in it. It's going to open up that primer. It's going to kind of scratch it up. So when we put our new paint on, that paint's going to have more of a mechanical bite, really able to bite into this primer and give us really, really strong adhesion. And after you've scuffed it up, even if you run your hand on it, you can even, I don't know if the camera picks it up, you might even be able to see kind of that gray dust that's left behind. So it's very important to make sure you wash that off. So let's do that next. Again, just warm soapy dishwater does the trick. All right, so let's take our body, put it back outside for it to dry. So right away there, guys, you can see the coverage is very, very thin. So we're going to go for multiple super thin coats as opposed to even one heavy coat. Look at that coverage. Second coat goes on a little bit thicker, and you can see it's really starting to cover nicely now. And look at that pearl dance. Oh yeah. Guys, about an hour has gone by, and I wanted to give you guys a good look at this body inside, where the lighting's quite a bit different than it is outside. Outside, it's pretty overwhelming. And inside, you can really see how nice and deep that black is with the ceiling light shining on the hood. Look at that metallic. Look at that metallic sparkle. That looks so, so, so good. So what we're going to do next is hit it with this product here. This is a 1K clear coat. So just a reminder, guys, you got to go really easy with the first coat. You don't want to put it on super dry, but you also don't want to put it on so wet and so thick that it starts running or sagging. Again, heat is your best friend. So get this stuff nice and hot, stick it out in the sun, then we'll start hitting it with some clear coat. And another thing you guys can do, if you have a tack cloth or a nice lint-free, very, very clean microfiber towel, just wipe the body down in case any dust or any debris got on it while it was curing outside. Look how much better that looks already here. Get you guys in a bit closer. But look how that color just comes alive now. Look at that sparkle, guys. Oh, it looks so deadly. Almost looks brown in this direct sunlight with the way that sparkle kicks, but it's definitely black. Look how nice that color looks. Looks so good. Look at that. That second coat, you can see I put it on a little bit heavier than I did the first coat. The first coat went on really nicely, so I felt a little more confident putting on a bit of a heavier second coat. Looks like it was laying down nice. So we're gonna leave that out in the sun to bake. I'm gonna give it at least 1 hour. I'm gonna go run some errands, come back. Then we're gonna put the stickers on it, the decals, if you will. Then we're gonna clear coat over top of the decals and give this thing a real, true, authentic hot rod look, clear coated over decals. It's gonna look sick. Stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, tell me what you think of how this body looks so far. I think it looks so good. I've got my Midnight Pumpkin instruction manual here, along with the decal sheet, die cut. Hallelujah. So let's get these stickers put on, and we're going to hit the stickers after we apply them with the Nicolas Cage Conair hair dryer. And what that is going to do, that heat is really going to help activate the adhesive that's on the stickers themselves, help it bond to this freshly painted body. And we want to make sure we don't have any edges that are poking up, because when we put the clear coat on, if any of our sticker edges are lifting, the clear coat's going to go underneath, and the chemical is very strong. It's going to make it want to lift right off. So that's where this guy comes to play. my gosh, that's just looking nicer and nicer and nicer with every coat of clear. So as you can see, these stickers have really settled down nicely out here in the sun. I don't see any air bubbles. I don't see anything weird happening. All right, guys, so there it is right there, baking in the sun. It's been baking there for about 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, but we're at a crucial step right now. This is a point where you really have to look closely at what you're doing. I wanna put 2 coats of clear on top of the decals. I've got 1 already, so I'm gonna go outside, give it a look, and make sure that the decals aren't lifting anywhere. Sometimes in the world of paint, sometimes less is more. So I put a good heavy coat on there. So let's go outside and see how it looks. Because if 1 looks good enough, sometimes you just wanna leave it with 1. But if you can squeeze a second coat on and get that extra layer, that depth, you get that really kind of wet look. That's what I'm really after with this. That's what I'm hoping we can achieve. That's what we want to achieve. So let's go outside and see how it looks. My gosh, that looks so good. Unbelievable. Look at that up close, guys. That looks incredible. Wow, look at that. What about this side? Look at those curves, guys. Man, that looks good. Oh, a little bit of a run right there. See right there? I put it on too thick, and I got some drips right there. Yeah, another run right there. Yeah, it went too heavy. Dang. Yeah, a couple drips right there. See those? Yep, I went too heavy, guys. So I've got those 2 runs there because I put the clear coat on just way too heavy and it ran. So, you know, that looks so good. I'm just gonna leave it as is, guys. I don't think I need a second coat. It looks amazing and I don't want to risk putting any more runs in it. So I'm gonna leave that as is. I'm gonna let it bake out here in the sun for a little bit longer. Then we'll go inside and give it a final once over.
A few moments later.
Well, guys, several hours have passed and it's time for the big reveal. What do you guys think of this Midnight Pumpkin body? It looks so good. In person, guys, like I'm absolutely in love with it. I love it. It looks so good. It really does give off that 50s kind of hot rod truck vibe, which is exactly what I was looking for. Look at that. Look at that hood. Look at that reflection. Oh man, that looks so good. I've got a little bit of hand painting to do on these red tail lights here. I'm going to paint them red by hand. And then we've got the rest of the body to put together. We've got the tinted glass here, bumper set here along with the shocks. Again, we've got the V8, the original V8 grille. So this is the 1987 issued body. We got the roll bar to put on. So there's a little more assembly to do, but I'm going to leave this overnight before I put the rest of it all together. I just can't stop staring at it. It looks so good. That's it for now. I'm going to sign off. Thanks again so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, share, subscribe, all the things. That means a lot to this channel. There's a little button in the corner over there as well. That little red subscribe button. If you haven't hit it yet, please do. That would mean a ton. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Love y'all and be excellent.